How about the RAM? Yeah, 2 gigabytes. Oh gosh, yeah, isn't it? I know. Yeah, that's the kind of thoughts about that, isn't it? You think 2 gigabytes, how can anything be 2 gigabytes in 2024? And I agree, but I also think that because it's running the custom software, it doesn't need much more than that. It's running Linux, you know, it could run on a Raspberry Pi, frankly. It could run on a Raspberry Pi from a few years ago, quite frankly. So let's have 10 PDF files in there, and I would like to have at least 2 of them. Would it be able to switch between them fast? I think so. I mean, it's okay, yeah. If you want to do that though, you probably don't want the reMarkable. If you want to be handling large volumes of PDFs, now let's just get one PDF. That's a 154 page PDF, and there it is, it's open. Let's go again, 125 PDF, and there we go, it's open. So really that's all right, isn't it? Oh, the page is that way, of course. This is the old one, which is 1 gigabyte of RAM. It's quick enough. Can I just go to all the page previews and get around it that way? You know, I think they'll probably be all right. Okay, yeah, it's not as fast as your iPad will do it with its M4 chip or anything like that, but does it? How does reMarkable's note-taking app compare to OneNote? Well, they're totally different. So OneNote for me is about being able to access it and edit it on all different things. And yes, you can do some editing in reMarkable's cloud app. And OneNote for me, the reason why I use OneNote is because it keeps me in the Microsoft space. And so that will be a difficult one, because even on the VWords, even though it doesn't have the workaround that Boox does, I've still been using OneNote. And the reason for that is because then it's available on every single other machine that I choose to go to. So that's the difficulty there. And also because we use obviously Microsoft in schools, I use Microsoft at home quite a lot still. That's why I like OneNote. It's the integration rather than that. And I think that the thing that for reMarkable for me is, yes, you can type something on here, right? Okay, you can type something on here. But then what I need to do, I need to go ahead and I need to type on here. That was fun. Now I need to go ahead and get my app out, copy and paste that and dump it into something else. Whereas the integration between reMarkable apps, and if I've written something and I want to put it into a PowerPoint, it's a lot more seamless. I can literally say, make PowerPoint from Word document now. And that's the type of thing, like, you know, so you've written, I could write like a structured Word document and then make a PowerPoint with a couple of clicks from that. And that's it for me, really. It's about it being able to move between different things. But it's about that focus, isn't it? The standard they've set for themselves, yeah. They've designed a device for you to focus on reading and writing. So the workflow for me with reMarkable, the workflow is write something by hand and do text recognition on it, then flip open the folio, type folio, then edit it, and then copy it out and put it somewhere else. It's all great until it's like, oh, copy out and put it somewhere else to get it somewhere. You know, that's what I find to be the nuisance of it, really, is they need to work closely with Microsoft, and they're a big enough company to do that now. And then I think that they will do it really well. Got the RM2 since launch and I'm still happy. Okay, obviously I've done more, but this one stays fresh. Yeah, it is. And I think you'll still have a year before a reMarkable 3, incidentally. I think that there'll probably be a reMarkable 3 this time next year. Should we do it all again then? An e-ink monitor with this technology you can directly connect to an iPhone, iPad would be a good thing to have, instead of limiting ourselves to their apps. Yes, but it takes work to make an app to be optimized for e-ink. So I have used, and I've been trying out again, another PC with a color e-ink panel. Currently working with an older e-ink panel here as well. I had a big e-ink panel here from Bigme and it was brilliant. But you know what was it? It wasn't as good as Kaleido Free on one of the color e-ink tablets. And the reason for that is because the color e-ink tablets were optimized to drive the color e-ink, whereas this is designed for showing it on LCDs. So Microsoft Windows doesn't know that it's displaying on an e-ink panel. And the ink panel has a different resolution for black and white as it does for color. It has to navigate those things. So actually, yes, but unfortunately right now, I take your point, Niku Player, but the issue is that those apps won't necessarily be optimized for e-ink. But it's getting there, it's getting better. Black and white content, how good will it look? I think it'll look absolutely fine. I think yes, apparently I've been told it's 227 to 229 PPI or something like that. So it should be quite crisp, but not as crisp as a 300. But nobody's sort of, you know, we've all said you need to have them side by side. Before you, this is a 227, the older one. Before you really notice the difference between 227 and 300, you have to have them side by side, to be quite honest. I come from an architecture background, that was my degree. And when I used to print things, I used to make this document at 300 DPI. And I would really tax my computer in 2005 to produce these high color. I used to also use 16-bit color, which was stupid really. And I get to the printer and the first thing he'd do is like change the resolution from 300 down to 150. And he'd say, human eye can't detect any better than 150. I think it can, but anything above 150 you're happy with. You really are. So don't worry too much about it. Flickering is a little bit too much. Oh, you mean, yeah, of course. Yeah, and that will, and Roy mentioned this as well, that will be an issue for some people, the kind of color flickering area. But I think you have to accept it for what it is. And as long as the way that you write isn't distracting, I think they'll be okay. The thing is it flickers, but it flickers these quite nice blues and magentas. And that's, it almost looks, they've made it look like something that'll be desirable.